Hi, and welcome back to Dive Bomb YouTube channel. I'm Dan, and here's why you should watch IndyCar in 2023. IndyCar is the premier open-wheel racing series based in the United States, and features some of the fastest open-wheel cars in the world. But it's time to debunk a common misconception first of all. IndyCar does not only race on ovals. In fact, it races on 3 different types of circuits: ovals, road courses, and street courses. Road courses include the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Road America, or Laguna Seca. You've probably heard of some of these. These are the most famous circuits in America. Your street courses are also famous too. You might have heard of the Long Beach circuit, one of the best street circuits in the world, featuring some iconic sections of racetrack. The brand new Detroit circuit coming in 2023, which previously hosted F1, and the one foreign round a year held in Toronto. And of course, what IndyCar is known for, the ovals. These include Texas, Iowa, and the biggest race and best race in motorsport, the Indianapolis 500. And don't think it's just driving in circles. These are the fastest cars for up to 3 hours of flat out racing, and these have no margin for error. Walls on either side, and 1 centimetre too wide, your race is over. These ovals, they bring the most exciting racing, 2 drivers side by side, lap after lap. But these 3 disciplines mean that drivers are tested on 3 different skills. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the drivers aren't too bad either. You might have heard of Romain Grosjean, Callum Ilott, or Marcus Ericsson. They're all very good drivers, but what if I tell you they're not even near the best in IndyCar? It's time to introduce you to our real big boys. Scott Dixon, 6-time champion of IndyCar and the field's veteran. He might be 42 years old, but he's still right up there with the best of the grid. Dixon looks to win a 7th championship and become the best IndyCar driver of all time. Time to introduce you to Will Power, 2 times champion and the defending IndyCar champion from 2022. He's also a veteran, but he's the fastest man in IndyCar history. He's got the most poles of anyone in this series' history. Oh yeah, Joseph Newgarden, 2 times champion and the runner-up in the last 3 seasons. He might be one of the quickest in the field at the moment. He won 5 of the 17 races last year. That's a number almost unheard of. No one else won any more than 2 races last year. This guy is quick. His consistency lets him down, but he might be the most backed driver in IndyCar. Helio Castroneves, 4-time Indianapolis 500 champion. He's equal with 3 other drivers for the most victories at the event, and he's bidding for a record 5th Indianapolis 500 in 2023. He might be unfancied, he's 46 years old, but he won it in 2021, and there's no doubt that he will be challenging in 2023 as well. Oh yeah, and that's only the veterans. Let's talk about the youth movement, IndyCar's brightest young stars. Alex Palou, the 2021 champion. He was involved in a huge contractual dispute similar to the one that Oscar Piastri had. But he's Mr. Consistent. He's known as the Surgeon for his calm and consistent driving. But on the flip side, you have Pato O'Ward, Mr. Fast Hands, the Ninja, known for his rapid reflexes and aggressive driving. But he's still very quick, and watch out for him on ovals. The last 2 years he's been the most consistent on those circuits. He's leading the newcomers McLaren to the very top of IndyCar and came 3rd in 2021, and he'll no doubt be challenging for the title in 2023. And there's Colton Herta, you've probably heard of him. He's always been in F1 3 times, and he's Andretti Autosport's golden boy. He could be the quickest over 1 lap in the entirety of IndyCar, particularly around the street course. And he looks to bounce back from a frustrating 2022, and there's no doubt with his speed, he'll be right up there again. And Scott McLaughlin, Australian Supercars legend. He stunned everyone by being a championship contender last year, and even though he's only had 2 seasons in the series, he's already one of the best in IndyCar. And what if I tell you, IndyCar's got the most diverse grid in the world? We've got drivers who've come from F1, F2, the Road to Indy feeder series system, the Japanese Super Formula, Australian Supercars, Argentine touring cars, and Formula E. And these all do battle on the same racetracks in the same chassis. You don't get that sort of diversity anywhere else. You might recognise some of the teams. Team Penske, Chip Ganassi Racing and Andretti Autosport, they're recognised as the big 3 teams. But Arrow McLaren, you may have heard them from F1, Formula E or Extreme E. they're in IndyCar too, and they're looking to challenge at the front of the field. They're pushing to get into this big three of Penske, Ganassi and Andretti. With O'Ward, Alexander Rossi and Felix Rosenqvist, they look to be one of the biggest teams now, and they'll be looking to get into the top 3 this season on these huge talking points in 2023. We've barely touched on the Indianapolis 500. 1 month of preparation for the biggest race in the world. 500 miles, 200 laps, 33 cars, 3 hours of racing, but there's only one person to write their name into history year on year. There's no margin for error. You're wheel-to-wheel at the fastest speeds in the world. It's all or nothing. Everything is on the line. Drivers will take risks. There's a reason they have 1 month of preparation to get a setup perfect for the biggest race on earth. And anything can happen. We've seen it before. J.R. Hildebrand crashed in the final corner of the final lap whilst leading in 2011. Anything can happen. And if you think that's just going round in circles lap after lap, you're mistaken. You better think again. The cars are the same, apart from the dampers and the engines. Teams have a choice of Honda or Chevrolet engines, most of which have been evenly matched in previous years. Teams have different amount of cars, usually between 1 and 5 depending on the size of the teams. Oh yeah, I haven't even mentioned the liveries. They're not your boring race to race, F1 saving weight stuff. No, they change every race in some cases, and they look epic. And the racing too. You have 17 rounds crammed in between March and September, with racing almost every single week at different circuits across the country with different disciplines. Some of which don't see cars anything like the one IndyCar uses on these tracks, and it's unpredictable. Last season we saw 9 winners and 16 drivers on the podium. Unlike F1, it's near impossible to predict who's going to be on the podium week on week. The qualifying, yeah, that's unpredictable too. We had 9 pole sitters from the first 9 races last season in a much more fast-paced quali format than compared to other series. We see cars on track all the time at qualifying, and you never know right until the flag. What happens if I tell you the title decider has not been decided before the final race in the last 17 seasons? There was a guarantee we're going to get a title decider in the final race yet again in 2023. If you're not sure about watching IndyCar, give it a go. The most fast-paced, unpredictable and diverse racing series in the world, which includes the best racing event in the world, the Indianapolis 500. Not only does it have the best race in the world, it has some of the best drivers in the world, and there's a reason F1 teams are starting to look at IndyCar. The 2023 season will kick off on March the 5th on the streets of St. Petersburg, where what will start to be another epic IndyCar series will begin. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Dive Bomb YouTube channel, and follow our Instagram and Twitter at Project Dive Bomb for the latest news on IndyCar. I hope to see you on the channel soon.